Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Pittsburgh Steelers star calls out Patrick Mahomes, he sells with the best of them. Pittsburgh Steelers defensive lineman Cam Hayward believes that Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes does get favorable calls and that his selling of some hits and plays helps him get some favorable calls. Those comments come on the heels of Mahomes being called out by announcer and Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman for flopping against the Houston Texans. "Yeah, Mahomes is going to get calls," Hayward said on Not Just Football. "He's been an MVP in our game and he sells tickets. As a defense, you know you're under a microscope when you play him. The second they think it's questionable, it's probably getting thrown. And he sells with the best of them. He's the Bruce Bowen, he's the Manu Ginobili where they're flopping and flailing their arms out there. Mahomes is looking for a three-peat, which would be the first time in NFL history that would be done. Against the Buffalo Bills, they will have to overcome their demons, as the Chiefs lost to the Bills in their first matchup this season. Either way, Mahomes denies that he is trying to draw flags, but admitted he did too much when selling a push on the sidelines against the Texans. "I would say the only one I felt like I probably did too much was the one on the sideline where I didn't get the flag," Mahomes said. "The ref saw it and didn't throw a flag. I understood it immediately and know that I probably shouldn't have done that." The Philadelphia Eagles have already clinched their spot in New Orleans at the Super Bowl, and Mahomes is trying to join them. Troy Fautanu pick comes back to haunt Steelers in NFC Championship game. It's hard to get too upset with the Pittsburgh Steelers draft class. Zach Frazier had an outstanding rookie season, Mason McCormick solidified a starting spot along the offensive line, and Peyton Wilson showed Pro Bowl potential. The Steelers also have high hopes for first-round pick Troy Fautanu, who only played in one game due to a season-ending injury he suffered in Week 2 against the Denver Broncos. Fautanu still has star potential and is a player to watch in 2025. However, the NFL draft is a what-if game. The Steelers may ultimately be proven right for selecting Fautanu, but they missed the chance to land a potential difference-maker in the secondary, cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. Many projected Mitchell to go in the top 15, but an early run on quarterbacks helped push him down to the 20s, where the Philadelphia Eagles gladly selected him at number 22 overall. Like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh needed help at cornerback, a problem that has only heightened entering this offseason. Cornerback is among the Steelers' biggest positions of need this offseason, with Dante Jackson hitting free agency. Corey Trice Jr. could compete for the starting job, but it wouldn't have been an issue had the Steelers prioritized cornerback last year. Mitchell had a phenomenal rookie season for the Eagles, and he made a statement with a big-time performance in the NFC Championship game. According to Pro Football Focus, Mitchell allowed just 2 receptions on 5 targets for 10 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception, which was good for a passer rating of just 8.3. His interception ended any hopes of a Washington Commanders comeback and punched the Eagles' ticket to the Super Bowl. It was by no means a one-off performance. Mitchell has quickly become a shutdown corner in the Eagles' secondary, allowing a passer rating of just 69.7 in his coverage. He already has 2 postseason interceptions. Mitchell is part of the PFWA All-Rookie team and is a finalist for the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year award. The Steelers had an excellent season but weren't quite good enough to make a deep playoff run. Adding Mitchell might not have been the difference between a championship and falling short, but he could have fixed a major concern in the secondary while giving the Steelers a star to build around on defense. After the college football season finished, many will focus on the coming NFL draft. Prospects have countless chances in front of them to improve their draft stock moving forward. Gaining traction at the East-West Shrine or Senior Bowls form a clear path. They can also make some noise at the NFL Combine or their Pro Day workouts. Gaining traction in the draft is one thing, but what matters is when you get a shot in the NFL. Pittsburgh counts on their draft classes to boost their roster annually. Many mock drafts have brought mixed results during the infancy phase of the offseason. The Steelers have plenty of holes on the roster heading into free agency and the draft. The Steelers must alter their logic and modernize their offense. Don't be shocked if the Steelers have plenty of defensive prospects available here. They steer away from their prior mistakes and go with a top receiver in round 1. Matthew Golden is a quality receiver who should experience a boost in his draft stock as the process evolves. He has been a prospect constantly on the rise throughout his college career. Golden began his college stint in Houston, where he didn't produce enough. His move to Texas this past campaign paid off for him. The junior produced his best numbers in a season that saw him tally 987 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. He also provides a burst of speed and size that the Steelers desperately need on their offense. Picking a receiver early in the draft will be the best outcome since the position is weak this year. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 other NFL teams, could compete for Super Bowl quarterback this offseason. Every offseason in the NFL, several teams need to consider upgrading their quarterback room. This year, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in that group, especially with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields entering free agency. The good news is, there are a few potential QB upgrades available, including potentially Kirk Cousins, plus another recognizable with a Super Bowl ring. While this year's NFL free agency crop for quarterbacks isn't the strongest, there are plenty of capable arms available, including Joe Flacco. While the former Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl quarterback's best days are behind him, even as a 40-year-old, Flacco can still sling the pigskin. He may not be a franchise elevator, but he can still make all the throws. Flacco has performed well in spot duty in each of the past 2 seasons, tallying 25 touchdowns compared to 15 interceptions while having a respectable 6-5 record with the Cleveland Browns and Indianapolis Colts. According to Sportskeeda's NFL insider Tony Pauline, the Browns have privately told people they made a mistake in letting Flacco go last offseason. They could be in the mix to sign Flacco again. However, there are also 3 other teams that Pauline's sources indicate could be in play for the aging gunslinger. I'm told to keep an eye on the San Francisco 49ers, Pittsburgh Steelers, and New England Patriots as suitors for Flacco in the offseason, as all would look for a veteran backup. As Pauline noted, Flacco would be considered a backup in all 3 scenarios. That's about as best as he can ask for as a player heading into his 18th NFL season. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Joe Flacco? Leave your opinion in the comments.